We're doing a live Q&A here. Looks like we're live. Hmm. Yeah, what's going on? We're live on YouTube. I'm live on the Gram. Also recording this. So this is just let's have a talk, a little Q&A. Where are you at? Where you at? Oh, they live, says AJ Yacovangelo. What's good, Angie? AJ, you hear me? You guys all hear me all right? Sup, Kyle Curtis? What's up, dog? We got going on over here on Instagram? Oh, the girls are out talking. You guys got the day off of school today, huh? Probably tomorrow. You're not skating today? It's whack. We can hear you. What up, AJ? I feel like I just saw you yesterday. What's LMAO? What's that mean? Cool. Cool. Anthony John. AJ. Oh, it makes sense now. I never knew what AJ stood for. This is weird. I got like 3 screens in front of me. Shout out Harry Mad. Yeah, what's going on? We're here in the studio here, the secret BFS studios. I figured you guys were off school, so maybe we could facilitate a live stream. I feel like a live Q&A would be better with 2 people. Okay. Killing this here. We got 3 people over on YouTube. 4 people on Instagram. Wow. You got, that's like 7 listeners. Dude, where is Jeeg? Dude, which Jared Egan is the better Jared Egan? That's the question of the day. Someone gonna answer me? No? This is weird. I imagine this would go a lot better if there was multiple people involved, but maybe not. Cool. Dude, where's Jeeg? Jeeg is the best Jeeg. That makes sense. Yeah, the other Jeeg. I wouldn't even call the other Jeeg a Jeeg because there's just Jeeg and Jared Egan. But for obvious reasons, I have a preferred Jared Egan. Shout out. Did I say Origami Will? All right. So we're live here on YouTube and Instagram. Killing it. Still got 7 listeners. What up, Harry? Here we go. We got some questions. Do you know when you're having another scooter comp? I don't know if I'll have another scooter contest till next winter, although we have thrown around the idea of doing a scooter mini ramp contest. The skateboard mini ramp contest went over pretty well. There was a good response to that. So maybe a bike and scooter, one bike mini ramp contest, one scooter mini ramp contest might not be a terrible idea. Yeah. Shout out AJ's mom. It's like all the same people that will be hanging out at the skate park anyway, except for we're hanging out on the internet. Mini ramp jam, scooter mini ramp jam, not a contest. How's that sound? I could do that. Sounds a good idea. Just do like best trick on the spine, best trick on the sub. Maybe something like that. Street jam's not a bad idea. I actually threw the first street jams in Rochester when I first moved here. I did it for like 3 years in a row, and then Kink and Blackout kind of hijacked my idea, and they did it on their own. But maybe I bring it back this year. It's not a bad idea. BMX Street Jam, do it in like August. Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe this weekend I'll plan out a scooter mini ramp jam and a bike mini ramp jam. I'll definitely put that on the calendar. Do I have my book? I should write these things down. I have a bad memory from all my head injuries. I should write these down so I don't forget. But yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know about a scooter street jam. The scooter demographics are so young. The liability of leading a bunch of little kids around downtown sounds a little bit too risky for me. Parents could get upset. the bike demographic is a little bit older, so they're more self-reliant. I do get kind of sketched out when you guys leave and ride street all the time because I'm like when your parents drop you off with me, I get kind of confused. Best coffee? That's a great question. I've been drinking. I like lattes a lot, but I drink a lot of black coffee. Right now, I have a Peruvian organic blend, and it's actually the BJ's brand, which is I wouldn't think BJ's makes good coffee, but they have pretty decent coffee. I tend to like Central American coffee. It's a little bit nuttier, not so acidic. Visitor BFS edit. Yeah, you could talk to Josh about that. We're always looking for people to do VIP edits. If you guys wanted to see if you wanted to facilitate some filming, I'm sure Josh would be down. Josh has got another month here before he goes back to Woodward, so let's probably take advantage of that sooner rather than later. I should have brought something to write this stuff down. I'll definitely bring that up to Josh. Nothing going on YouTube. We're down to 2 viewers. I have 2 Yak Evangelos on different devices. That's interesting. Hilarious. Ooh, whopping 5 viewers. Let's see. I'm going to do this for another maybe 15 minutes, then I got to get ready for work. Originally, I was going to be open today, but then I decided not for the U5 people. It's funny, on the other podcast, we always joke that only 6 people listen to it. Lauren and Leah's podcast, it's not. I think it's up already. Is it? I think so. It might be going up like now or at 3:00. Let me check. What I did it earlier today. Oh, my computer's pretty slow when I'm live streaming for obvious reasons. Let's see. Podcast. Pages. I have to write everything down that I do because I can't remember anything ever because I'm just so busy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that podcast went up at noon today. It should be. Maybe I didn't click something on the YouTube. I don't know if I could even open YouTube if I'm currently live on YouTube. I don't know. I can. Ooh, new subscriber today. Hell yeah. The whole Visitor crew on a podcast. Wait, Visitor podcast talking about how Visitor got made. Oh, I could definitely try to get the whole Visitor crew on a podcast if you guys are willing to do that. Are you going to be at the skate park tomorrow? Oh, what did I do? Oh, okay. So I messed up with the Aaliyah and Lauren Breaking Free Speech. I had it in the podcast form. It went live today, but in the YouTube form, I had it to go live yesterday. So I just published that. That's live. So that Breaking Free Speech, episode 22, Local Lines, Lauren Devine and Aaliyah Townsend is actually public now. So you could watch that once we're done here if you want. How many inches do you think? All right, Kyle Curtis. I was thinking about buying a scooter from Breaking Free. Say I was 5'6". I'm guessing 5'6", not the age of 5 and 6. How many inches do you think of deck would have to be? They're saying what size deck should you ride? And you're talking about buying a complete scooter or just a deck would be the next question. I believe deck length is so deck length is probably relative to handlebar height to some degree from what I hear the other kids saying. Harry Madison on live in our Instagram is saying 22 inches. I don't really know. I don't scooter that much. I'd imagine the longer base makes it for more centripetal weight when you're trying to do a tail. It makes tail a little bit slower, a little bit harder to do. I'd say maybe talk to some people. I think if you're a beginner, it doesn't really make a huge difference. But as you become more advanced, those minute differences make a huge difference. Huge difference. The differences make a difference. Makes sense, right? We should do a podcast about scooter decks. I'll get one of the scooter kids on here that seems to be the most knowledgeable, so we could talk all about those factors. So I don't know. I really don't know enough about scooter stuff. I know head tube angle is similar to bike head tube angle, and there's different wheel sizes for scooter. Let's see, what's Harry saying? It all depends on your bars. Just make sure your deck isn't longer than your deck. Make sure your deck isn't longer than your deck. Yep, that's what he wrote. I imagine he meant to make sure your deck isn't longer than your bars. You probably think of it like a triangle, It's got to be, what do they call that? Well, it wouldn't be an equilateral triangle because that wouldn't make sense. Makes sense to me. We could definitely do a podcast on bike geometry. I'd definitely love to get a scooter expert in here. I'd love to get a skateboard expert to talk about difference in board shape and concave and all the things. I know some scooter decks actually mark concave as a spec, so you can know how different skate decks have more concave. So I know scooter decks are starting to give you that spec as well. Kyle Curtis says, I've been riding for a while, but I can't really land a tail whip because my feet can't fit on it that well. Well, is it a matter of the deck size or is it a matter of how good you are getting your feet on, bro? Maybe you just need to go higher. Get yourself some more hang time, get that deck underneath you, aim with your toes, A lot of times that could be the problem. The thing is, if you want to get a longer or wider deck, right, so you have more deck to land on when you're doing a tail whip, you're paying for that extra deck in weight. So if the deck's heavier, it'll be harder to get around, and if it's harder to get around, it'll be harder. You won't even be at the spot where you can jump on the deck to land the tail whip. So you'd have to. It's a give and take. Do you want more weight to tail whip around, or more to land on when you get your tail whip? What are we doing here? We've been up for about 10 minutes now. 12 minutes. One viewer on YouTube. We got 2 on the gram. My chair is about to fall apart. That'd be hilarious if my chair broke right in the middle of a live stream. We got 2:40 against skate park. We open about an hour and 20 minutes. It's Friday, so we're open till 11 today. Those 9 to 11 sessions are for 16 and older. We're only doing those for another couple weeks. May 1st, we go to summer hours, and we don't have any late night sessions anymore. I should switch the live stream to the Breaking Free Instagram. I think I'm going to do that. We'll probably get some more action there. So I'm going to move this live stream over. And live video, don't share, discard. Yeah, dude. Oh, phone vibrated. I must have got a notification. How you guys doing? How's everyone doing? How's you doing? We're live here. We're doing a Q&A with Breaking Free Speech, the official podcast of Breaking Free Skate Park. You guys know the deal. You know how this works. Yeah, we're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube right now. We're just doing a Q&A, talking about some stuff. We were live on the Breaking Free Speech Instagram, but we swapped it over to the Breaking Free Skate Park Instagram because there's more followers. So if you're jumping in this live stream on Instagram, you should follow Breaking Free Speech on Instagram. That's our podcast Instagram account. Again, we're live on Instagram. We're live on the YouTube, right? We're talking about whatever questions you want to ask on the podcast. We're just giving Kyle Curtis some advice on what size scooter deck he should ride. We've talked about doing what are we doing? Might do a mini ramp jam, maybe do a street jam this summer. I got a hair in my mouth. Oh, got it. That's not even my hair, dude. That's weird. What's going on? We got Wonder Bread Gang. Who's Wonder Bread Gang? Never heard of it. BFS X Visitor Crew podcast. Well, yeah, I think we'll do that. You got to there's 3 of you in Visitor Crew. Is that Fox, Harry, Jeeg, right? Am I correct in that roster? Is there a minor leagues to the Visitor Crew? Like a farm team? Supreme Goku. We are open at 4 o'clock today. It is actually before we got here. It's 2:41, so an hour and 20 minutes. The skate park will be open. But right now we're just doing a Q&A. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. Garrett Wegman, what's up, dude? What's good, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, we're just doing a little Q&A here, talking about all kinds of stuff. Shout out Austin Johns. This is the Breaking Free Speech podcast. King Flat Bar Jam. We could probably do that. Skateboard Flat Bar Jam. I gotta fix the flat bar first, or get out the second flat bar. We should get Kevin Willard's that really long flat bar. But once it gets nicer out, I don't know if anyone's really want to come. Here we go. Got the answer. Visitor crew: Fox, Harry, Jeeg, Alex, Jeremy, AJ, Tommy. Well, I can't possibly get that many people here in the studio. So, oh, hold on a second. Here we go. Here's the question. Are you keeping the Resi? Please answer. Wonder Bread Gang, what about a Red Bull mani pad setup? Like for a jam or just to have it at the park? Shout out Will Cole. What's up, Isaac? Hello, Mrs. Iacovangelo. Both. Maybe we had a manual pad set up for the first 2 years. We pulled that out in the New Street section. Things come and go. The next project at the park is probably going to take the stack ledge and change the dimension so it would be like a longer manual pad. I feel like a mani pad jam would be a silly thing for me to offer. This is coming from the YouTube live chat. Because a mani pad is super easy to find on street. Like one of the unique things about having a skate park is that you can take all these things that you can't find on street, make them in the park. So a mani pad jam you could pretty much do anywhere, anytime. And if you guys want to do a manual pad jam, I'd be more than welcome to sponsor it, throw out some free passes for whoever wins. Like a flat bar jam makes a little more sense. But as it gets nicer, you could just throw a flat bar in a parking lot and have that same jam. That's what I come in. With the mini ramp jam is something you can't just, you don't just find a mini ramp riding street, right? Let me jump over to Instagram real quick. Ever think about putting ramps in the parking lot? I'm not insured in the parking lot, so you're not really supposed to even ride in the parking lot. Although I do have permission when I signed my lease. I'm allowed to do an event in the parking lot with special notice, and I'd obviously have to get an umbrella coverage of insurance for the jam in the parking lot if I were to do that. It is an idea we've talked about. We've talked with other businesses in the building about doing like a big block party, with the rock climbing and all the other stuff, which could be pretty cool. I don't see an event that large happening this summer, possibly next summer. Let's see, jump back over to YouTube here. Multiple contests to one. Oh, like a jam. Yeah, you don't want to get too much crossover. So like if you do a scooter jam, people will hear there's a scooter jam, and then they're gonna. Wonder Bread Gang asked about having multiple contests in one day. When you say you're gonna have a skate jam, people see that, so then you're gonna get more skaters in or more scooters in if it's a scooter jam or contest, and that'll push away other customers. You don't want to do. You don't want too much congestion when you're doing an event. Usually you want to pick a specific target and then do the event for just them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for real though. Let's see what we got here. We should do an outdoor scooter jam. That'd be great. Put one on, visitor crew. It's pretty easy. This is what you do. You say, all right, you pick a date. June 15th. All right, there's a date. Then you go, what are we going to do? We're going to have a scooter jam at B Park. All right, cool. Then you go, you make a flyer on Photoshop. And then you go, we're going to have a scooter jam. And then you say, Dave, can you sponsor my scooter jam? And I'd say, sure. And then you go out there and you do exactly what you've seen other people do at other jams, right? If you want to do a visitor crew scooter jam at my skate park, we could talk about that. Could it be the visitor crew mini ramp jam? Maybe, but then you can't win the contest because you promoted the contest. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. we had multiple contests in one weekend this year when we did the skate contest and the bike Super Bowl contest, both of which had mediocre turnouts. The last scooter and skateboard bowl contest we did, the bowl jams, had incredibly dismal turnouts. Actually, only one person came to the scooter contest, so that's pretty contrary to what you might expect. I always say, if I had $1 for every time, no. If I had, hold on, what do I say? I say, if as many people came to contests as people said, hey, you should have contests, it would never be an issue to have a contest. But the reality is, a lot of times people don't show up when you do events ever. It's a real pain in the butt. And you got to think, if I were to do a jam in the whole skate park, I would alienate the entire customer base, and then no one else would come. So you got to kind of navigate that carefully. Oh, I got a notification here. Oops. Okay. Got 10 viewers on the Instagram. We got whopping 3 viewers here on the YouTube Live. We are live, multiple platforms. This is the Breaking Free Speech podcast. This is our first live Q&A. Just testing the waters on this one. Probably might not even save it and leave this one up because of that. We got Aiden Demerit. What up, dude? Street section bike jam. Which one? The front street section? Yeah, I don't know. Events in the summer. People never want to come to events in the summer. It's a real pain in the butt. What up, Aiden? Is that your Q&A? Here we go. Mini Olympics around the park. We used to have a triathlon where it's like you do a bunch of bike tricks, a bunch of scooter tricks, and a bunch of skateboard tricks. Or maybe you throw inline skates to the mix as well. Inline's really hard. Why do you keep the Resi? The Resi. Ron Kilmer built the Resi. He was a subcontractor. He built it with nails, so it's really hard to take apart. That's the reason the Resi is still there. I think the Resi is really big. It's too big. It takes up too much space. It can be condensed, but the amount of work that would go into condensing it wouldn't really wouldn't offset the cost, at all. Happier party again? Maybe we could do a happier party again. I don't know if I'm going to rent a dunk tank again. I don't know if any of you guys if any of you came to the BFS 6-month party. We had a dunk tank. That was pretty funny. It was a good time. BFS sponsored downtown ride out. Yeah, I guess it's possible. I'm probably more likely to do a bike street jam than something else. The scooter street jam, like I said earlier in the Q&A, it's tough because the scooter demographic is mostly young kids, and leading a bunch of little kids downtown is an issue. Let's see, a few blocks of pool coping in the bowl. Also, Harry and Alex Reland dunked me in the dunk tank at that party. The dunk tank was a good time, though. Well, pool coping is really dumb. Although I have said I would put pool coping maybe on the vert corner in the bowl where there's no coping right now. But pool coping has its advantages and its disadvantages. And when your demographic is wider than just skateboarding, the pool coping is way more of a loss than a gain. Although the skateboarders love pool coping. I've thought about doing that thing where they grind X's in the coping so it goes tink, 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 and then you guys like it. That's all. That's really the reality of pool coping, is that it goes chink, 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 chink when you grind it, and that's kind of cool, I guess. The downside is pool coping wears in time, and it's more susceptible to damaging. In an outdoor skate park, the weather can wreak havoc on pool coping, for sure. Here we go. YouTube question: do waivers need to be renewed after X amount of time? If so, how often? Great question. My waivers, as my insurance reads, are good until you turn 18, and then when you turn 18, you just fill out again. That doesn't mean that can change. It doesn't mean that can't change. My insurance can change every year, and they might need a 1-year renewal or a 2-year renewal or whatever. I know some places make you fill out a waiver every time you go there. But yeah, your waivers do not expire. If for some reason waivers started to expire, I'd certainly make it public that everyone knew that would be the case. Do you guys do a big annual skateboard contest, AM contest? That's from Aaron's Brands. The only annual event we really are planning on doing forever is the Super Bowl contest. We do 3 Super Bowl jams. We do Super Bowl bike, Super Bowl skateboard, and this year we started doing the Super Bowl scooter jam. So those we're going to do every year forever, essentially. Hopefully, down the road, the bowl contest can be like a big trademark thing that we do. You know, I should have got more coffee. God damn it. You know, it's Friday. Who's coming to the park tonight? Friday night, baby. Friday night, we're live. Just for our new people jumping in on the live, we're just doing a Q&A here. This is a Breaking Free Speech podcast, the official podcast of Breaking Free Skate Park. We're just doing a Q&A. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. Just shooting the shoot. Harry will be at the park today. I should get my scooter out and have a sesh tonight. I haven't rode my scooter since New Year's, believe it or not. I'm a busy guy. I got that Phoenix. I guess the Phoenix scooter is now a collector's item, huh? Yeah, I got the Phoenix. Was it a sequence scooter? That's what it is. I don't really ride my scooter that much, though. Too busy. Yeah. So we've been live for about half hour. Dave, scoot for a pepper tonight. You down? Oh, play Scoot for a pepper. If you destroyed me in Scoot like 2 years ago, you would obliterate me now. I can't do anything on a scooter. I'm terrible at scootering. Scootering is really freaking hard. I don't know how you even do it. I'll arm wrestle you for a bell pepper. Oh, we got that. What's that? We got a question here. What bike do you have? I assume you're asking me about BMX bikes because I have multiple bicycles. I have a lot of bikes. I love bikes. I have, as far as my BMX bike goes, I have a Colt Butter frame. I like Colt. Cool brand. They have good branding. They have strong brand identity. The signature frame I ride is of a pro rider that I once had a split section with in a DVD, which is really cool. It was like a really high point in my life, getting that video section. Josh, who works for us, actually filmed the video. It was in his DVD he made back in the day. The rider's name is Chase DeHart. He's butter, man. He's like the fox. He's like the fox of BMX. Really smooth rider. Unlike me. I thought maybe getting the deck I'd become smoother at biking, but it ended up not being the case. Yeah. So we're live here, guys. Let's see. We got no new questions on the YouTube going on here. Nothing going on the gram. Got 13 listeners. This is a Q&A, guys. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. Also recording this. I don't know if I'm going to put this up later. Thought this could just be a cool, just a Q&A, you know? Any frame deals, like BMX frame deals? Here we go. What do you do if someone or somebody is vaping in the skate park? Well, everyone knows I have a strict no vaping policy. Ridiculous. I say you can't vape in here. That's what I do. I say take it outside. No vaping. Duh. What else I got here? What did you have for lunch? I technically didn't eat lunch. I've only had breakfast so far, but I don't eat my breakfast till like 2 because I engage in regular intermittent fasting. But I went to Bar Bantam downtown, had a nice bowl of, it was cauliflower, quinoa, some red peppers, red cabbage, avocado, egg, you know. Delicious. Let's see what we got here. Where are the tech decks? Here we go. I got one tech deck right here, BFS tech deck. We did a podcast. We talked about that tech deck. So you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. Aiden Demerit, what are the next plans for ramps? The stack ledge, in the street section, will Cole, kink or cult. It depends what you're looking for, but generally I'd say for complete bikes, kink. For parts, kink or cult, depending on the part. For frames, cult. The stack ledge in the street section against the wall, we're going to take that apart. Basically, the lower ledge of it is going to go from being, just peg height to being lower. Like it'll be like a curb height ledge, like a real beginner ledge. The width of the manual pad space will be a little narrower, but yeah. And then the ledge on top would be the same height, but with more deck, so you can do stuff on top of it. It would be like if you've ever ridden Statue Ledge downtown that got capped, I'm going to alter that setup in the park to mimic Statue Ledge as closely as I can. I actually have my buddy Nate went to Statue Ledge and took all the dimensions of it. So I have the exact shape and sizes and dimensions of Statue Ledge in downtown Rochester. So we're going to try to make the same thing there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Daniel Murphy, keep being rad in Rochester. Thanks, dude. I wish I had, Alex Statue Ledge was the best spot. I love that spot. That's why I'm going to recreate this spot there. I was also thinking, like, you know how Statue Ledge is symmetrical, right? So the sidewalk around the ledge is the same length all the way around, right? I was thinking about making a wedge that would fit perfectly in that space. So then you could make it like a storm door up to the to upper ledge, or like a storm door down out of it, or just a wedge anywhere you wanted. I thought that would be a cool little idea. I'll probably do that project. Probably maybe in June. I'll do it pretty soon. Liberty Pole's overrated. Seabass on YouTube says, hi, Dave. Hey, Seabass, you coming to skate tonight? Scoop tonight? Whichever you so choose. Yeah, Statue Ledge is pretty dope. I'm a big fan. No, Seabass ain't coming to the park tonight. Again, we're live doing a Q&A on YouTube and Instagram. Any more ramp plans? I don't have any big major plans. Maybe in 2 years, the whole street section gets entirely redone. But there's always little ideas I think about doing. I think the box jump in the main section and the fun box with the grind ledge is all wacky. It sucks, honestly. It pisses me off. Yeah, I could see redoing the box again, redoing the landing on the box so it makes more sense. The ledge on the up, across, and down is way too big. I could see cutting that down to a more manageable size. Possibly even rotating it so the ledge was on the other side, which would open up better transfers between the box and the other one. My favorite BMX trick? That's a tough one. Like foot jam tail whips is like my trick. Turn downs are pretty fun too. There's a 6 there near my house. My buddy 360. That's awesome. On a bike? Oh, you want a box jump, huh? Well, the step-up thing we built into the mini ramp blows. I'm realizing in hindsight, it was half a good idea, half a bad idea. Major problem there. I shouldn't have lowered it all, but whatever. I'm gonna redo that again into more of a flyout. I think there is box jump line rhythm section work that we got to do. We would just make the step up a little bit easier. Essentially, the knuckle wouldn't be so tall. Would probably be the difference. The only real difference. It would just make it a lot easier to get up. It wouldn't be so intimidating. Yeah, essentially the same thing. Like it would be, here now or up here, we would just kind of like bring it down. It should be less intimidating of a landing, less intimidating of a jump. It should be easy and fun to do. When I built that, I anticipated something that like a biker wouldn't really sweat. Like, oh, it'd be a good thing to learn 360s on. And I built it, and we're like, oh my god, this thing's terrifying. Yeah, I've done everything I can to try to prevent the snaking on that line. That's why I said lowering the whole platform to the floor was the problem. That was like the major problem. And if I wanted to bring it back up in height, I mean, realistically, I probably should bring it back up to height. That was like not the best idea at the time. But you gotta try things out, see how it goes. But then it's also see, the thing is, the reason the snaking is such an issue on the new line there is because you need so much speed to do it. It needs to be lower so you don't have to go so fast, and then it wouldn't be so treacherous. And treacherous is a strong word for that setup. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's more. Oh, there's Jeeg. Hey, we found Jeeg. There's Jeeg. Finally, we've been asking where's Jeeg in this Q&A from the beginning. We found Jeeg. Our buddy there. So we did a bar spin from the quarter up into the bowl. There's a lot of little section ideas I like changing. Like think about changing it in the main section. Is that big wedge with the quarter sticking out? I've thought about making it just half quarter, half wedge. It would make the left hip set up a little better. It'd make the fly out into the bowl a little bit interesting, but I don't know. It's hard to determine which of these things get priority over other ones. Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, we cut down the step up a little bit. It'll definitely be different going down, and it might be more deadly when we cut it down because then your deck might scrape more. So I don't know. I don't scooter enough to really know that. We've been live for 37 minutes. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes here in this Q&A. I don't think I'm going to save this Q&A because we didn't really go over too much great stuff. Mr. Walls painting in the park, like a painting of Mr. Walls. Like I should get an artist to do a rendering of him. There's G, guys. 37 minutes. So we'll do 3 more minutes on Q&A so we can take maybe 1 or 2 more questions before I'm signing off here. I got to pack up this gear to go to the skate park. Edit these guys. I did some vlogs earlier, or not vlogs. I did some podcast earlier. Which like in the Ville section or in the Front Street section, Aiden? The quarter is weird. Is there a reason why the quarter in the new section is weird? So are you saying the new section, like the new section, that everyone calls the new section, or the actual new section? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I had a split section with Chase the Heart and the one video there a while back. Josh Needs video. I think it's called Hot and Ready. I think the video is called. It's on YouTube. It's all right. It's some decent riding. So the vert quarter, you're asking the one next to the wall? Well, yeah, it's vert. People always say that it's difficult to ride in itself, but the thing is, if it's vert at 4 foot, it's hard to hit it, right? And if you do hit it, you come out with some speed, but not a lot of speed. If the ramp was mellower, you'd come out with even more speed, and you're coming up to a 22-inch tall bank with a ledge. If it was a bigger quarter, you'd come down and you'd have to slow down by putting your foot down to hit the down ledge. The dimensions of things are designed specifically to carry speed or gain speed or lose speed to get to it, which I think I can't believe isn't more obvious to more people. Although the one on the left side has a crease in it, so I got to take that apart and get that crease out. The rollers there need to get redone too. But the the vert transfer over the quarter is pretty dope. This is we're doing a Q&A. We got 1 minute left. I'm going to end this thing. We're live on YouTube. We're live on the Gram. I'm also recording it. Although I'm probably not going to save any of this. This is weird. I have 3 screens in front of me and a whole bunch of mics. So, dude, my phone just said low battery. What the hell? My phone is actually charged in and plugging, yet the live stream is draining more than it can charge because my phone is old and whack. Someone give me an iPhone. Where you at? Hook me up with an iPhone. Well, that's it. 40 minutes. I'm done here on this Q&A. We're going to shut these down one at a time. Shout out YouTube. How do I end this live? I took that. No. I don't even know how to end the live stream. Nope. Oh, right there. It says end stream. Who would have thought? We have ended the live stream on